So the WNBA have done it. They have done it. They have officially fined Sophie Cunningham every podcast episode.
Sophie Cunningham just dropped a bombshell that makes the WNBA look downright desperate. According to her, the league is slapping her with fines every single time she speaks up. Not for fights, not for flagrant fouls, but for doing podcasts and TikToks. Yep, you heard that right. So the real question is, are these fines actual punishment or just free publicity? Either way, this whole thing has turned into a circus. Cunningham, who wasn't exactly a household name before this season, has now managed to become one of the most talked about players in WNBA history, and not because of anything she's doing on the court, but simply for speaking into a microphone.
I'm officially 3 for 3 on being fined by the WNBA.
Holy For this? For the pod? Again?
They didn't like my comment on Paige Bueckers.
No way!
I didn't even say anything bad.
On the quick whistle?
She flat out admitted it herself. I'm 3 for 3 on WNBA fines. And the wild part? She wasn't even upset. She was laughing about it. Why? Because she knows every fine only makes her more famous, more marketable, and ultimately richer. The league thinks it's shutting her up, but really, it's cutting her a check for every so-called punishment. And her latest crime? Simply saying Paige Bueckers gets a friendly whistle.
I love Paige to death. Do not get me wrong. I think she's a hell of a player and would love to play with her one day. But those refs were giving her every freaking whistle last night. Like, you literally couldn't touch her. And that shit is so annoying to me.
That's it. That's the big crime. In today's WNBA, a $200, $300, even $500 fine comes from complimenting Paige Bueckers on her ability to draw fouls. Forget the flagrant elbows. Forget the body checks. Forget star players getting shoved in the face on national TV. Nope. Apparently Sophie saying Paige gets a good whistle is a one line you can't cross. And here's where it gets laughable. Angel Reese considered a podium in a press conference and called Caitlin Clark's whistle special. No fine. Kelsey Plummer literally hijacked press conferences to complain about refs. No fine. Stephanie White has exploded on the sidelines after her players nearly body slammed Clark. Still no fine. But Sophie Cunningham? She says a player gets a good whistle, and the league reacts like she just committed a felony.
Whistle last night, like, you literally couldn't touch her, and that shit is so annoying to me. Like, and if you're gonna do that, then give it to our guards. Like, I just hate the inconsistency.
It's selective, it's targeted, and it couldn't be more obvious. Sophie knows exactly what's happening. She's being made into the league's example, their so-called problem child. But here's the plot twist. Sophie's actually winning. Big time. Her very first fine, just $400. She got ejected, labeled the WNBA's bad girl. And what happened next? Her jersey sold out overnight. Her TikTok exploded from 300,000 followers to over a million. Suddenly, brands were knocking. Suddenly, people who had never watched a minute of the WNBA knew her name. That $400 fine turned out to be the best marketing investment she ever made. And then came fine number 2. This time it was just a few $100 over a TikTok. And guess what? Same exact outcome. Millions of views, hundreds of thousands of new followers, bigger deals, and even more exposure. Sophie literally laughed it off, saying, okay, you got it, but... She's figured out a pattern. Every time the league finds her, she writes a small check, and in exchange, her brand skyrockets with $1 million boost. That's not punishment, that's a business strategy.
We were talking about, like, our first week, what people had to say. Well, the WNBA fined me. We're talking about the refs.
No!
Like, everyone's like, what is going on with the refs? And I'm like, I don't know. You finding me $500 is not going to do shit.
You got fined for episode 1?
Dude, they fined me $1,500. I'm like, what? I'm like, this is just the beginning. Like, you're kidding. Ow!
It's cool. Do they put, like, this is why you're being fined right this much? Or is it like, hey, quit talking shit on us. Venmo us.
No. What happens is they email our GM. She pulls me aside. She goes, come here, so I have to talk to you. This is in front of everybody. And I was like, what did I do now? And she just smiles. She goes, okay, they're gonna find me. I was like, I even told them, I even credited that their job was hard. Like, I'm not saying that your job is easy. I did say this, and I said that I would
you did.
Like, look at the whole picture. What are we doing? And then I'll get fined for that, and then I'll get fined for this, and the fine continue. Yeah.
Meanwhile, the WNBA just looks dumb with every move. Think about it. When you fine a player, the whole point is to sting their wallet enough to stop the behavior. But with Sophie, it's the exact opposite. These fines don't hurt her, they make her stronger. She's flipping pennies into millions and outsmarting the league at its own game. Honestly, the sarcasm writes itself. If the WNBA really wanted to punish her, they'd stop fining her. No fine means no viral moment. No viral moment means fewer brand deals. But the geniuses running the league can't resist flexing their power, so they keep handing her checks disguised as punishment, and she keeps cashing it. Now here's where the hypocrisy goes off the charts. Paige Bueckers. Somehow, she's become untouchable. Her fan base? Absolutely unhinged. And I don't use that word lightly. These are people who literally cheer when Sophie gets hurt, who worship Rhea Hartley just because she once tangled with Sophie, who spend every waking hour online frothing at the mouth over anyone who dares criticize their queen. And the league loves it. They protect Paige at all costs. She literally shoved Sophie twice in the game, and Sophie got called for the fouls. Imagine that. Paige does the shoving, the whistle blows, and the foul goes on Sophie. You couldn't make this up if you tried. It's flat out embarrassing.
But like, why? They are not. Nobody's gonna watch this. You're not protecting your star. You're not protecting kids. Period. What particularly your star player? No one's gonna watch. People are watching. And if you're going to not to die, then you know. And then what? Reese is out. Reese is out. Everything. Is she coming back to the Nobody's gonna watch this because they don't protect their players. They have no idea how to protect their players. But oh man, they're gonna be home. They're gonna pay us money for what? You can't even protect your star players. I'm really gonna watch this star players sit out injuries. I hate it. They had a hot streak. Now
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, the league's biggest star, can literally get her eye poked, walk away holding her face, and somehow she's the one who gets hit with technical. That's the level of officiating we're dealing with. Paige gets away with shoves. Caitlin gets punished for existing. And Sophie, she gets fined for saying Paige is a good whistle. The picture couldn't be clearer. This isn't about protecting the game or professionalism. It's about control and playing favorites. Caitlin, the player who single-handedly saved WNBA ratings, gets the exact opposite treatment to Paige. Night after night, she's grabbed, shoved, slapped, even outright mugged, and either nothing gets called, or worse, the foul goes against her. Remember that eye poke game? Clark walks away clutching her face, and the whistle still goes against her. That's not star protection. That's negative protection. Fans see it. They know Paige can scream at refs with zero consequences, while Caitlin gets TD up for raising an eyebrow, and Sophie gets fined for saying what everyone else is already thinking. And that's the real double standard. Around the league, players fight, brawl, and openly trash refs without consequences. But Sophie, she's the one the WNBA wants to muzzle. And instead of shutting her up, they've accidentally created a monster. Every fine turns into a viral TikTok, a trending headline, another moment where people who don't even watch the WNBA suddenly know her name. Sophie laughed because she understands the game. Every fine is free marketing. Now let's talk about Paige fan base, because they're a circus of their own. They cheer when Sophie gets hurt. They hype up Rhea Hartley just because she once tangled with her. They flood comment sections defending Paige like she's a mix of LeBron James and Taylor Swift. And the WNBA loves it, because Paige brings clicks. That's why she's untouchable. That's why Sophie gets punished. But here's the twist. Every ounce of hate Paige fans throw only makes Sophie more popular. Every insult becomes free advertising. Every boo turns into another viral moment. Sophie doesn't need her campaigns. The WNBA and Paige fans are running them for her. The problem is, in trying to control Sophie, the league exposes itself. They want to look fair and professional, but their double standards make them look biased and petty. Independent creators call it out. Fans call it out. Even casual viewers see the cracks. Meanwhile, mainstream reporters, most act more like PR for the league than journalists, laughing off controversies instead of asking why Caitlyn gets hacked with no calls or why Sophie keeps getting singled out. That's why creators are blowing up, because at least they are telling the truth. And here's the kicker. Sophie Cunningham has flipped the script. The league tries to bury her, but she just leans harder into the villain role. Every fine makes her louder. Every hater boosts her reach. She's running a free marketing masterclass, and the WNBA is footing the bill. At the same time, Caitlin Clark, the one player keeping the league afloat, is left unprotected, treated like the enemy despite doubling ratings and selling out arenas. And Paige, she doesn't even have to earn it. She walks in, gets a superstar whistle, and anyone who questions it gets punished. So what does all this add up to? A league that has no idea what it's doing. They pick favorites. They punish the wrong people. They sabotage their own stars. And in the process, they make themselves look like a joke. But here's the irony. Players like Sophie Cunningham know how to play this game better than the league does. Every fine makes her bigger. Every attempt to silence her just gives her more power. And love her or hate her, everyone knows her name now. That's something the WNBA can't